All right. Israel has bombed, specific targets in Iran. So I thought I would give you my views, and I'm. I normally don't speak much or in detail or have many videos about Israel, Palestine, the political fights. The reason being is I'm not a political channel. I'm not a political expert. I'm just like a normal individual like you. Okay. However, given the fact that uh, I have deep roots, memories, friends, relatives in UAE, especially the expats, I thought I need to speak about this. Okay, because it affects UAE, and in UAE you have majority of them Indians. In fact, in the Middle East you have many Indians, so it will impact everyone. Okay, yes, globally it will have an impact, but more so there. And I know this because during the Gulf War, that was where Iraq invaded Kuwait, and then US jumped on. We had a very bad situation where quite a number of Indians had to leave, and me and my family. My family took me. We left. We went to India, Mumbai, and we had to start life all over again. At least that is what we thought. We stayed there for 2 years, but then we left and came back. A 2 year or 1.5 year, yeah. So I know how it impacts families. I know how it impacts expats, and that is why I'm making this video. Okay. Now, right off the bat, let me tell you, I'm not going to start speaking about these Muslim terrorists, these Muslims, they deserve this. What is happening? This Zionist and Jews, they deserve this. I'm not going to get into those nitty gritties. Okay. If you know me and if you follow my channel, you would know that I identify these people as human beings, good human beings. The good human beings, they suffer because of this. Whenever I see these videos that are coming on my WhatsApp, uh, my members, they share. When you see a father holding his lifeless daughter and he's crying, he's sobbing. In some cases, you can't bear to see it. You see the intestines hanging out, you see body parts hanging. Sometimes even the head is not there. And the father's holding, the mother's holding, and they're crying, they're sobbing. I saw one where the man, there are bodies lying down. All his family members were killed, including his children, his wife. So it is, what did he do? What did that man do to Israel or anybody? Let's say, for example, you who's watching my video, if you're a normal person, you just like to watch the news, you like to go to work, you like to feed your family, you're peaceful, you have never killed anyone, never done anything bad, and one day a bomb explodes and all your family people are dead. What is your fault? Why should you be made to suffer? Okay. So I look at people that way. I look at families that way. I look at individuals that way who are not involved in the war. Why should you be made to suffer? Okay. So the first concern that I have is all these families will be impacted because of the war. If there is a war, mothers, fathers, children, families, all will be affected. That is the first problem. The second thing is, I want you to keep one thing in mind. Have you seen, like, for example, if you see these Instagram videos or Facebook videos where they show people fighting on the streets, in the ghettos or, gangs, they are fighting. And you'll notice a couple of guys with the phone, they're saying, oh shit, oh, come on, give him, man, come on, give him. And they're busy recording. Okay. The guys who are taking the videos and who are shouting and screaming and saying, come on, you got to do this, come on, you got to do that, they are not well-wishers. They are not good people. They want you to fight. They want you to fight so they can get viral videos. They want you to hit each other so that they can get entertained. Okay. And this is the role that United States or for that matter, whichever country, if it is Russia or any other country, but predominantly it's US, because US is the biggest supplier of weapons. US as a country has the biggest stack of weapons, nuclear and all that. US has companies that make billions of dollars selling weapons. It's their business. Okay. So, and that is why they keep selling guns. I mean, if there's world peace and if nobody has any reason to fight each other, they will lose a lot of money. Like Japan, before it never had an army after the World War, Japan is a very bad customer for the United States because they're not buying any weapons. But if you buy weapons, it's profitable. So yeah, I know what you'll say. If US was not selling weapons, then some other country would have sold. Fine, let's not get into that. But my point is, United States benefits a lot more if there are wars, if there are fights, if there are problems. United States does benefit. It does not benefit countries that have no skin in the game. Okay, and just like a guy who's holding a camera watching two guys fight, and they're busy getting entertained, the countries which, like the EU, or no, not EU, sorry, the allies of the US, US, UK, they're standing there watching with their video camera, encouraging them to fight. Come on, come on, come on, get up. They are not the well-wishers. And we have seen this time and again in the United Nations, when all the countries of the world are saying, we need to have ceasefire, we need to have peace. It is only Israel, which obviously for their vested interest will say no. And then surprisingly, United States, which has the veto power, says no. Why do you think they say no? Yeah, because they benefit from this. They benefit from the war. Okay. So now when you have Israel having weapons supplied by US, supplied by its allies, using those weapons to attack a common enemy which US has, because it has never bowed down to US. US benefits from the US government. I'm not talking US as a country, or I'm not talking about general American. The politicians, the political powers that are there, they benefit from the sale of weapons. Oh, you ran out of weapons? Here, more weapons. So they feel very happy. The weapons lobby, they make more money. Oh, you spend your weapons? Buy more, buy more. I'll give you at a discount. Attack. Then the political powers that wanted to humble Iran, they are also very happy. Good, good, good. You attack, you attack. We'll play the second fiddle. We'll play the devil's advocate. We'll say, no, we try to make peace. But you attack, you busy attack. Okay? Because I'll tell you this much. No country would have the guts to, which is part of the normal alliance, to do and make enmities with the United States, which has the biggest stockpile of weapons and the biggest influence. That is why BRICS, which is coming into power now, becoming more and more stronger, is something that really worries USA. And it's so funny. There was an Instagram video, or sorry, WhatsApp video that was sent, where all the political members of USA say, we have isolated Russia, we have isolated Russia. The Secretary of State, the UN, this thing, isolated, and they are very happy. Yes, US has done it. We have isolated Russia. They are suffering. And then the next video, we see Putin shaking hands with Modi, Xi Jinping, all the heads of all the states. The United States enjoyed the government, okay, not the US as the government that is currently in power, enjoyed a certain degree of dominance, being a bully, so to speak. But then when corruption and evilness enters and corrupts people, like the Roman Empire got corrupted, whichever country experienced incredible success, okay, like Alexander, incredible success went to his head, he became corrupt. It will then destroy the country from within. And this is exactly what is happening to the United States right now. It is being destroyed by its own greed, by its own evilness, by its own, so-called freedom. when you give people freedom and they don't know what to do with it, and they don't have the common sense, they don't have the character, they don't have the heart. It's like giving a boy or a girl total freedom to do whatever you want. You don't have anything to worry about. Nobody's going to punish you. So US enjoyed this, and they broke a lot of deals and promises which they made. Why do you think the Russia-Ukraine war started? Because they said, we're not going to expand NATO at all. They made so many promises, but every time they kept pushing NATO to expand. Russia finally couldn't take it anymore, said, enough is enough. I'm going to give you an answer that you'll remember. And US thought, ha, 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 you can't do anything, jack shit. We are too powerful. But very soon, even the EU members thought, ha, US is our big muscled guy. Nobody can touch him. But eventually they realized how powerful Russia is, from the gas pipelines to now BRICS, what is happening. You cannot bully every country in the world. You cannot act like God and think God mode is on. You can do anything and get away with it. And remember, it is that human being, the human element, that is corrupting, that is bringing out the worst of the worst. Okay. So this Israel attacking Iran is a matter of concern. It will impact, if it escalates, it will impact everybody in the Middle East region, and especially the expat population, the people who have come to earn money, the middle class. And if you start having all the Indians leave the Middle East and come back to India, as it is, India has enough and more of a population problem. As it is, India has less number of jobs. As it is, India cannot handle it's like a house with one toilet, which can house 2 people. Now you have 25 or 30 people staying there. The house cannot handle it. Yeah. The drainage system, the food, the storing the food, the fridge, the electricity, where will you sleep? All these factors you have to consider. So, yes, it is a matter of concern. Israel is just saying, I care a damn. I will attack Palestine. I will attack Lebanon. I will attack Iran. Just the problem is, you're thinking you're invincible. That's the problem. You're thinking you're invincible. Nobody can touch you. All I'll tell you is, take this simple example. If let's say, for example, I were to bully a guy who's thin and skinny, and I make fun of him and I prod him, and then he keeps quiet, and then I prod him and then I hit him, he'll still keep it. Then I say, oh, he is not doing anything. So then I start hurting and harming his friends. Then he'll still keep quiet. And then I start hurting and harming his reputation in his office. Then I start hurting and harming his surroundings. Then I start hurting and harming him from going outside. He still keeps quiet. He's still tolerating. Then I am hurting and harming anyone from dealing with him. Still keep quiet. And then I attack his parents. Still keeps quiet. But then I think that, he's not going to do anything. So then I attack his wife, attack his children. I tell you, there'll come a point where he's not going to take it anymore. A thin, skinny, small guy, all that bottle up this thing, he will take one day a weapon and come and destroy everybody, me and everyone else. So that is what happens. You keep poking and prodding someone, there'll come a time where it'll become kamikaze. You attack one country and all its people, they keep quiet. 2 countries, all its people, they keep quiet. 3 countries, all its people keep quiet. You keep doing this and keeps increasing. One day, all of them suddenly will come together, and it's going to be pure hell. And when it becomes kamikaze, when they're ready to die, say, okay, it's die, kill and be killed. I don't want to live. I just don't want to live. I will make sure that I kill you with me. Be careful. And I see this is the road that they're going. They're thinking nobody can touch them. You're so mistaken. You cannot play God, man. You cannot play God. You're going to make enmity of how many countries, how many communities, how many people. There's going to be a point where it's like I bullied one guy, two guy, three guy. Finally, one day when I bully 100, they'll all come together with weapons, and they'll not spare you. They'll not say we just want to injure him. They will say want to not only kill him, chop him into bits, slice him, dice him, make him into mince, burn it, make his ashes, and make sure he doesn't exist. And not only him, make sure his entire family, because we don't want anybody to. We don't want tomorrow's generation to come and get back to us. That is how the mafia is, no? So this is the dangerous game that Israel is playing right now. It's leadership. It's leadership. I'm not talking anything of Jews. I'm not talking of anything. The current political party that is making all these crazy decisions. If you ask me what is the solution, I would just say live and let live, man. Peace. How much of land do you want? How much of resources do you want? How much of oil do you want? Where does it stop? That is even the problem with the US. How many countries do you want to conquer? How many people do you want under you? How many people do you want to bully? How many people should dance to your tunes? Where does it stop? Yes, you're the greatest nation in the world and the greatest country and the greatest way of life, and you're number one in everything, even Olympics. That's the only flag that does not bow to the host country. All of the countries give respect. Fine. Yes is God. Fine. But don't think you can play God mode forever. Even in your family, when you have a child, maybe you can bully the child every day, every week, every month, every year. But as the child grows up, no, one fine day, all the abuse, all the torture, everything, you'll become old. The child will become young and strong. One day he'll kill you, man. Anyway, that's my concern. That's my thought. That's my opinion. And yes, like I told you, the losers for all this will be the expat population, will be the middle class people. They're the ones who are going to suffer. And the Middle East countries, they will be very badly affected if the expat population leaves, because it'll affect their revenue stream, their GDP, their business, the cash liquidity, everything. Oh goodness! In the 80s, those of you who have been in the 80s during Gulf War will know this. And individually as families, oof, it's pure hell. You have to uproot your entire life and restart from zero. And the worst part is, if Indians go back to India, they'll call you a refugee. That's what I explained. Oh, refugee, refugee. Yeah. They will not spare you. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Who's right? Who's wrong? And like I told you, I'm not against the Jews. I'm not against the Muslims. I'm not for, against. I'm not into this political thing. I'm looking at it as a human problem. Like Yuval Noah Harris said, how much of land, how much of resources, how much of oil, how much of food, how much of everything do you need? Where does it end? Where does it stop? How rich does, like, for example, Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, when is it enough? What, you want to be a trillionaire? After trillionaire, what? 1 trillion, then what? 2 trillion, then 10 trillion, and how much food can you eat, boss? How much food can you eat? One plate, right? You eat too much or you put too much of anything. It's not good. That's why maybe it's a good thing human beings have a expiry date. That's why it's a good thing that human beings will grow old and die within a few years. Otherwise, oh goodness, if they were going to play God mode, it would be bad. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Good, bad, ugly. Love to hear from you. This is me signing off. You guys take care.